Yes, indeed, it is a sporting weekend. Sporting weekend it is in Nigeria and all over the world. Yes, indeed, at the National Sports Festival, the 22nd edition, the closing ceremony was wow. Delta State dominating the National Sports Festival, fifth time in a row. And also the Super Falcons are preparing for the double-header friendlies against the indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon. And also we've got a lot. Yes, the Super Eagles far away in London. That is the Unity tournament. Unity Cup, they call it. Yes, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be battling the Reggae Boys of Jamaica in the finals. After beating arch rival Black Stars of Ghana 2-1. As they'll be playing the Reggae Boys of Jamaica in the finals come tomorrow. While the Black Stars will play Trinidad and Tobago in the third place match. These and many more. The UEFA Champions League final coming up tomorrow. Yes, who wins? Inter Milan versus PSG. The big boys. And congratulations to Chelsea for winning the Conference League, becoming the first team to win the treble. That is club football treble. It is. They've won the Champions League, they've won the Europa League, and now the Conference League. Following the footsteps of one man, Jose Mourinho, becoming the first manager to win all three competitions. Now Chelsea also have won all three competitions as a club. We'll be looking at all of these and other Nigerian stories making the round in the world of sports. Citizen Sports. One 818-222205. Or you can also call the number 0818-222206, 0903-2229-797, or WhatsApp message 0818-222205, or call the number 0818-222206, and you'll be part of the program. Let's begin from the home front because they say charity begins at home. Yes, after 12 days of non-stop action by about 10,000 athletes, the 22nd National Sports Festival Tag Gateway Games 2024 was brought to a close on Thursday as athletes depart for their various states today. The evening elegance began with the rendition of the national anthem by Nigerian singer Waje. Athletes and spectators were left on the edge of their seat by explicit dance group who delivered the opening performance of the event before the athletes took turn to perform their ceremonial dance contingent after contingent. The closing ceremony also coincided with the 65th birthday celebration of Ogun State Governor Dakpo Abiodun, as well as the second year anniversary of his second term in office after the governor was treated to surprise birthday bash by members of his cabinet. The arena stood still for K1, the ultimate performance, as the Fuji musician serenaded the guests and spectators. Wandeko was also on ground to give some mushin, the Mushimo hitman. Corona delivered evergreen hit songs from his discography. For Delta State, they claimed the title fifth time in a row. Delta State has actually showed their dominance on the national stage with their fifth consecutive title, win the National Sports Festival for the record fifth time. All right, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has commended Ogun State government for hosting a world-class national sports festival as the 22nd edition of the multi-sport event ended in Abeokuta on Thursday. Tinubu, who was represented by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, was joined by Ogun State Governor Dakpo Abiodun, the Bayelsa State Governor Duye Diri, and other top government functionaries within and outside the host state for the closing ceremony at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena in Abeokuta. The event was marked with the end of a non-stop 12 days of competition in Abeokuta and other designated venues for the games. The president also hailed the spirit of the athletes who lit up the state from May 16th to 30th. As an athlete, if you have competed at this event, know that you have been discovered. Your presence reaffirms the unity and collaborative federalism that underpins our national strength. Your zeal has contributed to the success of this world-class event hosted by Ogun State. I hereby, on behalf of the President Bola Tinubu and the people of this state, I declare the 22nd National Sports Festival officially closed. That was the statement of Senate President Godswill Akpabio. About 10,000 athletes from 36 states of Nigeria plus the FCT Abuja and the invited junior athletes competed for medals at the Games, Gateway Games 2024. At the end of the Games, Delta State reigned supreme as the winners for the fifth consecutive time and ninth time overall. Enugu State will host the next edition, that is the 23rd edition of the Games in 2026, that is next year. Congratulations to Delta State. Enugu State will be hosting the next edition of the National Sports Festival. That is the 23rd edition come next year. Some of the games decided yesterday, it was a double celebration for host Ogun State as their men's handball team clinched gold in a dramatic fashion, edging out Lagos State 18-16 in the rescheduled final at the National Sports Festival held at the Alake Sports Center, Ijeja, Abeokuta. The match, which was hosted the previous day due to heavy downpour that rendered the outdoor court unplayable, resumed on Thursday with high anticipation in a cloudy weather condition. Fans who had waited patiently for the conclusion of the blockbuster tie were not disappointed as both teams delivered a high-octane contest worthy of championship decider. At the point of suspension on Wednesday, Ogo held a slender 7-6 lead with less than 2 minutes to the end of the first half. And when the match resumed on Thursday, Ogun made it an 8-7 lead at halftime. Both sides returned with renewed energy, but it was the host state that managed to maintain composure and momentum in the crucial stages. Ogun State extended their lead marginally in the second half, fending off a determined Lagos comeback attempt with solid defensive coordination and swift counterattacks. The home crowd erupted in celebration at the final whistle as Ogun closed out the match 18-16 to secure the coveted gold medal. You can be a part of the program 0903-222-29797. WhatsApp message 0818-222-205 or call this other number 0818-222-205 206 0818-222-206 0818-222-205 for WhatsApp 0903-222-29797. Program is Citizen Sports, reaching you from 93.7 FM, Abuja. Still on the National Sports Festival Gateway Games 2024. Yes, at the Games, Olympic silver medalist Blessing Oburududu says she is on a mission to nurture new wrestling talents for the country after she bowed out of the Nigerian wrestling with a gold festival in Ogun State on Wednesday. The 14-time African champion won her final bout to clinch gold for Bayelsa at the 22nd National Sports Festival. Coincidentally, she made her wrestling debut at the Gateway Games in 2006, the first for Nigeria in Tokyo 2020. The 36-year-old says she is on a mission to raise the next generation of Nigerian wrestlers. According to her, she said, I love bringing up young wrestlers and have already started something. I have the Blessing Oburududu Foundation to raise more champions for Nigeria. The Bayelsa State-born wrestler received an emotional farewell from national teammates, fans, officials, and wrestling stakeholders at the Obafemi Awolowo Civic Center in Ikenne, Ogun State. She said, I want to thank everyone who has been part of my journey. The Nigerian Wrestling Federation, led by Daniel Igali, and the board members, my teammates and family. After the Olympics, I thought of retiring, but the president suggested I retire officially at the National Sports Festival in Abeokuta, where I made my first appearance as a young wrestler back in 2006. I created a lot of memories, but my most memorable one was the Tokyo Olympics, which ignited hope across Africa because it was the first ever medal from an African woman in wrestling at the Olympics. I hope more will come for our future wrestlers. Yes, she bowed out on a high. We love you, Blessing Oburududu, for what you've done for wrestling. We will miss you, but indeed, definitely you'll still be with us by nurturing young one for the next generation. All right, let's leave the National Sports Festival now and quickly talk football, where the Super Eagles duo Frank Onyeka and Igo Ogbu have both shared their post-match experiences in the wake of Nigeria's 2-1 win against the Black Stars of Ghana in the Unity Cup semi-final exhibition fixture, which went down at the GTEC Community Stadium in London. Onyeka, who spent just the concluded 2024-2025 season with German Bundesliga side FC Augsburg on loan from Premier League outfit Brentford, was named in the starting lineup by Eagles head coach Eric Schell, and he featured for 82 minutes, putting in a decent shift before being substituted for Rangers International of Enugu midfielder Chinemerem Ugweze. The former FC Abedia Midtjylland man shared his reflection about the fixture. He said, Nigeria against Ghana is always a rivalry. So for us, we took the game not as a friendly, but more seriously because we didn't want to lose against Ghana. The big rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana. For us, we went into the game to win. The good part was that we took advantage of the first half and scored 2 goals, but the second half was not the best, but we had them. We are happy we won the game. Meanwhile, Slava Prague defender Igo Ogbu made his first appearance for the national team in the win over the West African neighbors. The former Listrom of Norway man was on the pitch for the entire duration of the encounter as he helped the Eagles earn bragging rights over their arch rivals. He said it's an amazing feeling to play for your motherland. I think it's pride of every young kid that plays football out there. To be able to represent Nigeria is the best feeling ever. And for me, I am grateful to God for it. He added, for me, I don't think that about the Cavs at the moment. I just think about every moment because I am a Nigerian and we are here to represent Nigeria. So every time I get the opportunity, it will be something that will make me happy and proud to represent the country. Yes, both Frank Onyeka and Igo Ogbu will surely be in contention when Nigeria fights out against the Reggae Boys of Jamaica in the final of the Unity Cup, which will be played on Saturday, May 31st at the GTEC Stadium in Brentford, London. You can be a part of this show 0903 2229797 0818 2222205. That is WhatsApp message or call at the other number 0818 2222206 0818 2222206 0903 2229797 to be a part of the program. Still on the Unity Cup. Brentford defender Benjamin Frederick has replaced Christian Touz Uche in Super Eagles squad for the Unity Cup Invitational Tournament. Uche failed to secure entry visa to the United Kingdom for the competition. The Getafe striker is now expected to link up with Super Eagles for the international friendly against Russia next week Friday. His replacement, Frederick, trained with the team on Thursday night. The centre-back was outstanding from Brentford in the 20 Cup on Saturday, May 31st, 2025. Report reaching us is that Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa has left the team's camp for the Unity Cup in London due to personal reasons. Musa only returned to the national team for the first time since the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations last year. After the AFCON, the winger stopped playing for Sivasspor and his lack of fitness meant he did not play for Nigeria. Musa eventually signed for Kano Pillars in the Nigerian Premier Football League (NPFL) last October, and he has been a regular for them since then. He scored 10 goals and provided 2 assists in 23 league appearances for the same Sugida boys. Eagles' new head coach then invited him for the tournament in the UK, where he played in the 2-1 win over Ghana on Wednesday night. Musa came off the bench in the 62nd minute and put up a decent show. Following the victory over the Black Stars, Nigeria will now battle Jamaica in the final of the competition, but the former CSK Moscow star will be absent for the game. What's going on? All right, let's switch to the national women's team, the senior women's team, where head coach Justin Madugu says the Super Falcons will entertain no holdbacks when they take on Cameroon's indomitable Lionesses in 2 friendly matches at the Remo Stars Stadium in Kene Remo on Saturday. That's tomorrow, and at the MKO Abiola Sports Complex at Abeokuta on Tuesday evening. According to the coach, he said our objectives for the two matches include improving our game philosophy and tactical approach. We want to observe and assess the players in line with our philosophy. We are determined to improve the team's coordination, team spirit, and mentality towards winning the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, that is WAFCON. He said, yes, these are friendly matches, but we must approach things with the right mentality, with the attitude that we want to win, and with the mindset that we're already at the championship. It will not be right for us to treat the games with kids' gloves and end result that will have an untoward psychological effect on the team going to Morocco. Madugu insists that the players understand the nature and size of the rivalry between Nigeria and Cameroon on the field of play and will approach the games with seriousness. He said they will approach the games with the seriousness they deserve. For Justin Madugu, he invited an interesting blend of old and new players, home girls, and those playing their trade abroad, with Captain Ajibade, multiple award-winning goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie, defender Osinachi Ohale, midfielder Christy Uchebe, Jennifer Ekegine, and forwards Tony Payne and Francisca Odega, the old and wise heads that the younger ones can learn much from. The Super Falcons will be up against Tunisia, Algeria, and Botswana in Group B of the 13th Women Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The program is Citizen Sports. When we come back, we'll go for a breather right now. When we'll come back with more sporting stories making the rounds in the world of sports, and then the UEFA Champions League in Europe tomorrow night. Who wins? PSG versus Inter Milan.
It has just begun.
Check it out.
Rescan your dial. Now.
You found it.
You found it. Citizen 93.7 FM. We are the best. The best. To 93.7 Citizen FM. Based in Nigeria's capital.
Your number one radio station.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
Zero 903-222-9797 is the number to call to be a part of the program. Welcome back from that break, or you send a WhatsApp message 0818-222-2205. Or you can still call this number 0818-222-2206. All right, we are still looking at the national teams. At this time around, we'll switch to the other 20 boys, where the Nigerian Flying Eagles have been drawn in Group F with Colombia, Saudi Arabia, Norway for the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. The draw ceremony took place in Santiago, Chile in early hours of Friday, that is today. The Flying Eagles were placed in Pot 2 of the draws. The top two teams in the group will make it to the round of 16. The Two-time finalists Nigeria qualified for the World Cup after finishing third at the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations in Egypt earlier this month. South Africa, Morocco, and Egypt are the other African countries that will take part in the competition. Chile will host the Biennial competition from 27 September to October 19th, 2025. Nigeria in Group F, where we have Colombia, Saudi Arabia, Norway, and Nigeria. Other groups in Group A, we have hosts Chile, New Zealand, Japan, and Egypt. One of the African representatives. In Group B, we have Korea Republic, Ukraine, Paraguay, and Panama. In Group C, Brazil, Mexico, Morocco, and Spain. While in Group D, we have Italy, Australia, Cuba, and Argentina. In Group E, we have USA, New Caledonia, France, and South Africa. While in Group F, that is where we have Nigeria, Colombia, Saudi Arabia, Norway, all in Group F. Let's see what happened. Nigeria has been to the final twice. The last time Nigeria graced the final was in 2005 in the Netherlands. Remember Lionel Messi, John Mikel Obi, Taye Taiwo, Angel Di Maria. Remember Kennedy Chinwo, Monday James. Then it was Coach Samson Siasia. Where we lost to Argentina. Where we lost to Argentina in the final in 2005. Yes, 2 goals against Nigeria after Chinedu Ogbuke headed us ahead. Two penalties against Nigeria, taken by Lionel Messi, gave Argentina 2-1 win over Nigeria. This time around, I will make it far to the final again and probably win the competition. All right, let's go straight to Europe. When Real Madrid manager Xabi Alonso has insisted the club need forward Rodrigo amid reports linking the Brazilian with a move away from the Santiago Bernabeu to Arsenal this summer. Alonso also said the Los Blancos need to make the most use of the strengths of both Kylian Mbappe and Vini Jr. The Spaniard recently spoke at his first press conference this week after his unveiling as new Real Madrid head coach. Alonso said Rodrigo is a Real Madrid player. He is a spectacular player and we will need him. He added, Vini Jr. and Mbappe will need to make the most of their strength. Recall that Rodrigo had drawn the interest of Arsenal this summer transfer window. The 24-year-old is reportedly demanding around 10 million euros net per year to join the Gunners. But the Premier League North London club is prepared to go far with the wages. Let's see what happens if it definitely is going to leave the Bernabeu to join the Gunners. You can be a part of the program 0903 222 Champions League comes up tomorrow. Who wins? Inter Milan versus PSG. 0903 222 WhatsApp message 0818 222 or call the other number 0818 222 0903 222 The Champions League comes up tomorrow night. Who wins? PSG versus Inter Milan. Yes, PSG has never won the Champions League before. Is it their time? Is it their year? Is it time for them to at least lay their hands on that coveted trophy that has eluded them over the years? Who takes the shine tomorrow night? You can be a part of it. 0903 222 Yes, in Italy, Napoli manager Antonio Conte is set to continue with the club amid speculations linking him with the return to Juventus. The Pantenopi were crowned Serie A champions this season ahead of Inter Milan, but there has been talk that Conte is unhappy in Naples and could leave this summer. But however, the club's president Aurelio De Laurentiis has confirmed they have reached an agreement with him to continue. De Laurentiis had talks with Conte to iron out lingering issues and reassure the coach that Napoli's ambition matched his own. Conte is looking to bolster his title-winning squad. The Italian is in the market for a new attacker. Although Victor Osimhen is set to return from his loan spell from Galatasaray, he is expected to depart on a permanent basis. Napoli have been linked with Jonathan David, who is a free agent after leaving L'Occitane of France, and Manchester United's Rasmus Højlund. Conte also reiterated his commitment during the meeting, insisting he had not spoken to any other teams. De Laurentiis then wrote on X, full speed ahead, stronger than before. Yes, in the transfer talk now, Arsenal have opened talks for the transfer of RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko. According to reports from Germany, it is understood that the discussion at an initial stage, Gunners boss Mikel Arteta will strengthen his attack ahead of next season after finishing second behind Liverpool. Arsenal have finished runners-up for the third consecutive season and missed out on silverware last summer, and in January Arsenal offers for Sesko were rejected. However, the 21-year-old will not come cheaply, with Leipzig demanding £92.5 million for the Slovenia international. Arteta was left short in the final third for the second half of the campaign after Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz both suffered serious injuries in January and February respectively. Former Super Eagles captain Uche Okechukwu has endorsed a potential move to Juventus or Napoli for Nigerian international Ademola Lookman amid mounting speculation over the Atlanta's forward future. Lookman is attracting interest from top clubs across Europe following his standout campaign with Atalanta, where he scored 20 goals and registered 6 assists in 40 appearances across all competitions. With a contract running until June 2027, Atalanta are reportedly open to offers valuing the African Player of the Year at around 50 million euros. In an interview, the 1994 Africa Cup of Nations winner expressed confidence that Lookman would thrive at either of the Italian heavyweights, citing his familiarity with Serie A and the stature of the clubs. My own advice to you, Lookman, look very well. According to Okechukwu, he said Napoli and Juventus are perfect projects for Lookman. He has been in Italy for a while now and understands the league. These are two of the biggest clubs in the country with great ambitions, both domestically and in Europe. He's a team player, strong, fast, and he scores goals. I don't see why he wouldn't succeed at either club. Okechukwu played for Fenerbahce after stints in the MPFL and was part of Nigeria's golden generation. Advised caution regarding media reports, but believes the forward is deserving of such high-profile links. The question on the board this morning is who win the Champions League tomorrow? 0903 222 That's the number to call. If you can reach us through that number, you can reach 0818-2222-206, 0903-2229-797. Or send a WhatsApp message 0818-2222-205 or call 0818-2222-206, 0903-2229-797. Yes, please do well to call. Don't beep. Don't flash. Yes, that's the Champions League sound. The big night comes up tomorrow, May 31st, 2025. The question is who wins that game tomorrow night in Munich. 0903 222 or 0818 222 Call the number 0818 222 0903 222 Paris Saint-Germain and Inter Milan will face each other in Munich on Saturday night for the Champions League trophy. After 188 matches, 36 teams from all over Europe have been withheld all over Europe have been whittled down to 2 in an expanded tournament that has delivered shocks, drama, and plenty of goals. But who wins tomorrow night? "36 teams. We now have 2 to battle it out tomorrow night in Munich. 188 matches. Tomorrow will be 189th game of the UEFA Champions League. Yes, some football pundits have been talking. The likes of Guilherme Balegu said Paris Saint-Germain have more players performing at their peak right now. France football expert Julien Laurens on his own, he said it is tough to call, especially for someone who is a PSG fan. Inter have huge experience that can be the difference in big games. My heart says PSG, but my head is more balanced and it is difficult. The likes of football expert Mina Ruzuki, he said, "I am going with PSG because Luis Enrique is a man who really knows how to win games like this." Ex-German midfielder Tomo Hitzberger, he said it is a tough one because I have huge respect for Inter for getting into the final. And of course, they deserve to be here. But I've watched more of PSG and have been so impressed with the way they play. It is a tough one to call. What is your own prediction? Who wins? 0903 22 29797. If we look at the head-to-head, yes, for Inter Milan, they have an advantage over PSG. 3 wins and 1 win for PSG against Inter Milan. There has been 2 draws. Beg your pardon, there have been total of 5 meetings between PSG and Inter Milan. And PSG is holding that much advantage over Inter Milan with 3 wins and 1 win for Inter. Out of the 5 meetings and 1 draw. So PSG have beaten Inter Milan 3 good times, with Inter Milan holding just one win and the other game ending in a draw. Do you think that would continue? For the total goals scored between both teams has been 11. Paris Saint-Germain has recorded 7 goals against Inter Milan, while Inter Milan has scored just 4 goals against them. 2 wins in Parc des Princes. Yes, the 2 win the last time they met for PSG, it was 3-1 against Inter Milan. Those 2 wins coming in an away fixture at the San Siro. In January of 2023, Inter Milan defeated PSG 2-1. The only draw between the 2 teams coming in 2019, that is 27th of July 2019, where Paris Saint-Germain were head to a 1-1 draw by Inter Milan at the Parc des Princes. So let's see what happens tomorrow night in Munich. Who wins this? Will PSG win their first UEFA Champions League trophy? Or with Inter Milan reclaim the trophy they lost to Manchester City in 2023? All right, you can drop your predictions and comment on the WhatsApp number 0818-222-205. Or you can just go straight to our YouTube and make your comments. Citizen Sports. Before we go, former Super Eagles striker Brownie Day has announced his departure from Nigerian Premier Football League giant Enyimba following the conclusion of the recently ended top flight season. The 36-year-old was a January arrival at the People's Elephant, and he went on to score 5 goals in 13 appearances across all competition for the Aba-based outfit, though he could not prevent the club's ouster in the group phase of the CAF Confederations Cup. The coach Stanley Egoma-led side finished 6th in the MPFL table, 16 points adrift of champions Remo Stars. Ideye took to his social media handle where he posted the news on X to the chairman, staff, my teammates and fans of Enyimba. Thank you for the wonderful journey. It's been an honor to wear the jersey and play for one of the biggest and best football club in Nigeria and Africa. Indeed, we wish him well in other endeavors as he move on in his career. right, let's take this last draw on the show where the draws for the Unity Cup 2025 will take place on Saturday, 31st May 2025. Venue at the Area 3 football pitch. Time is 11 a.m. All registered teams are to send in their representative for the draws. The Unity Cup, Cup is being organized by the AMA Coaches Football Association. So definitely, it's going to be an interesting tournament for the 2025 edition of the Unity Cup, organized by the AMA Coaches Association. So the draws comes up tomorrow at the Area 3 playground by 11 a.m. All clubs are to send in their representatives. Indeed, we will be bringing you updates from the competition. All right, this is where we'll leave it on the program Citizen Sports this morning. The show makes a return on Monday with a lot of sporting stories, and by then we must have known who is the winner of the UEFA Champions League, and also Nigeria Super Eagles will be in action against the Reggae Boys of Jamaica in the Unity Cup, the Unity Tournament in London, and the Super Falcons will also battle the Indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon in a friendly game in Ogun State come tomorrow. So a lot of interesting games for the weekend. All right, that is where we'll leave it on the program Citizen Sports. I am Imad Fashimi. Like I said, the show makes a return on Monday. We'll head straight for Insights with Lawrence Almighty.